Hey guys, so I was doing my reading this morning and it's pretty loaded. So, I don't know about you guys, but I don't really ever think about end times or study about end times because I'm like, why? Let's just focus on the present. But it is important. It is. So sorry, my bed's really squeaky, but I was reading Matthew 24. So Jesus is basically predicting the destruction of the temple, right? And then he talks about the signs of the times and the end of the age. So he was just basically talking about how to take heed that no one deceives you. Many will come in my name saying, I am the Christ, and will deceive many. And that's very scary to me because it says, and they will deceive many. That shows that it's a little bit believable, Verse 23, then if anyone says to you, look, here is the Christ, or there, do not believe it. For false Christs and false prophets will rise and show great signs and wonders to deceive, if possible, even the elect. See, I have told you beforehand. I don't know about you guys, but if I hadn't read this just now and boom, we're in the tribulation, and this guy says oh, I'm the Christ, and he starts doing all these miracles and signs and wonders, right? I'd be like, well, he's doing signs and wonders, how else would he be able to do that? Maybe it is the end times, and maybe he is the Christ. And that's why it's so important to study this, because we do not want to be the ones that are deceived. I don't know about you, but I don't want to be deceived. And that's why it's important to study the end times, and that's why it's important to take heed to what Jesus says is going to happen. So how are we supposed to know when the actual Son of Man comes, if the other person or people are going to claim that and do all these signs and wonders, right? So that's where it goes to verse 26, and it says, therefore, if they say to you, look, he is in the desert, do not go out. Or, look, he is in the inner rooms, do not believe it. For as the lightning comes from the east and flashes to the west, so also will the coming of the Son of Man be. For wherever the carcass is, there the eagles will be gathered together. He's going to come so fast, he's not going to be on the earth fiddling around trying to convince everyone he's the Son of Man. That's not how it's going to happen. He's going to come like a thief in the night. He's going to come like lightning. And that's why we got to be ready. We got to shod our feet with the gospel of peace. We always have to be dressed and ready. The coming of the Son of Man. This is verse 29 through 31. Immediately after the tribulation of those days, the sun will be darkened, and the moon will not give its light. The stars will fall from heaven, and the powers of the heavens will be shaken. Then the sign of the Son of Man will appear in heaven. And then all the tribes of the earth will mourn, and they will see the Son of Man coming on the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. When he comes, it's going to be supernatural. And he will send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they will gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other. And my question for you guys is, are you ready? Have you accepted Jesus? It's seriously so simple. Just yesterday I was listening to the radio, and he's just like, if you haven't accepted Christ, let's do that together right now. It's so simple. I am a sinner. Acknowledge that. Look at your life. It does not add up to salvation. It can't earn you it. Look at the 10 Commandments. You've lied, you've stolen, you've committed adultery in your heart. You're guilty. I am a sinner. I need a Savior. Recognize that. I need a Savior. I need salvation because on my own, I cannot be accepted into the gates of heaven. I cannot. Not by being a good person, not by doing good works, not by having a lot of money. We can't buy our way into heaven. We can't work our way into heaven. Acknowledge that you need a Savior. You need saving. And ask, let your death cover me. Jesus' blood cover me and make me pure, make me holy in your sight. I need your grace to cover me. And then thank him for doing it. Because as soon as you ask, it is done. Isn't that beautiful? I still have trouble. Just the grace of it. It's beautiful and it's mind-boggling because it's nothing like here on earth. Here on earth, we have to work for everything we have. So when we hear that we don't have to do diddly squat and we just have to rest in his grace, that's mind-boggling for us little humans. But it's true. So I just encourage you guys to accept Jesus Christ because, oh man, it is filled with so much joy. Because I'm telling you, when you experience the fullness of Christ, you will not be left disappointed and you will not be left wanting more.